rode with Jacksonville last night.
Well, thanks for taking.
I was the lone wolf.
Yep.
But I didn't even know. I just thought when we locked in the picks on Thursday, the Ravens had that rough overtime game, physical against a Rams team that maybe they shouldn't have been in a close game with. Maybe they should have won it a little more easily. The Jaguars, after losing 2 in a row, kind of feeling like it's time to turn it around and try to salvage their own hope for the 1 seed. Their hope for the 1 seed is dead now. It's gone. It's down to 0%.
It's hanging on to the AFC South.
Now they're in a 3-way tie with the Texans and the Colts in the AFC South. So I thought you throw all those incentives into the same bucket, and here come the Jaguars, but that's not the case.
No.
Now that said, they had their chances.
Yeah.
They really blew it early.
They
really did.
That's the point. I think you're right. They blew
couple of missed field goals.
Right. Controlled the game.
That drive at the end of the half. What the heck was that? I'm trying not to drop an F-bomb just casually.
The horrible clock mismanagement.
What was that?
The ball, and you're going to get 2 more plays with 11 seconds left.
I mean, I like the idea of let's get up to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, here it is. Great job, Courtney and Kristen.
They expect us to spike it, so let's run down there. There it goes.
That's
23,
fine.
22.
Then you have
throw
to
it to the end zone.
Fade in the end zone.
Throw it to the end zone.
You have to
you
throw
can't
in the
throw
end zone.
short of the end zone.
Period. That's
I don't know what he expected there.
I guess they were expecting some sort of he would get leverage, and this guy might get picked by the guy running the fade. I don't know exactly what they were doing.
He didn't even go through any reads.
No.
It's like this is what I was going to do all along. Well, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, it's almost like a play that was pre-planned, right? He was hitting the top of his head like something like, hey, if we got to hurry up, I just want to say a one-word thing and we all know the play. And, I think they're hoping that the Ravens are kind of like, what's the defensive call? What's the communication? Tell me. Set hut. Oh, no, I can't get there. I think that's what they're hoping for. But, again, if we can go back and just play that little bit there again, guys, if you don't mind. I mean, yeah. They got the 2 field goals you talk about. They drive down, and he just drops the ball when they're in field goal range when he was scrambling, right?
Yes.
Then this play right here, okay, here it is. You can complete the ball. I don't care about the quick play. You see him patting his head, all that. I don't care about any of that. Spike the effing ball right now. They could have spiked it with 13 seconds left and really legitimately run 2 plays and taken shots into the end zone to see if they can score 7 before the half. So, again, aggressive. I'm sure the analytics said go for it or something like that because they always do, right? But, yeah, that was a drop moment.
I don't have a problem with calling the play. I have a problem with not throwing the ball into the end zone.
Yeah, I hear that.
Because there was the idea of, the Ravens aren't really expecting this. They're kind of running down there thinking, all right, they're going to spike it, and then we get a chance to regroup. So you got a chance to maybe slip someone behind someone, but as soon as he gets the ball, he throws it off to the left flat. What did he expect the outcome was going to be? There were 2 Ravens there. He wasn't going to beat anybody in the end zone. No. I don't know what the hell that was supposed to be.
I don't either.
It was a bad idea. It was executed perfectly, but it was a bad idea. It looked like that was always what they were going to do. We're going to run down, and we're going to throw this pass out to the left. And what the hell? It just was
we're
weird.
We're going to hope they're
even if he had gotten out of bounds, what's it do for you? You just clock it. Get you a couple yards closer when you're already packed into the red zone.
Yeah.
Clock it right away, like you said. You get a couple of shots at the end zone. You at least get points.
Right.
You come out of that half with points. You cut it to 10-3. You get a different feeling at halftime. You go into halftime with nothing after 2 missed field goals, the hot potato fumble. Right. Because they could have been winning the game at half.
Well, it felt like they were outplaying Baltimore in the first half. That was what was funny. You went Baltimore's up 10-0, and it felt like they were a little bit outplayed. And credit to them for hanging around and doing what they got to do and being up 10-0, and we know that. But I think before we get to Baltimore, Jacksonville, they got some issues right now. We broke it down in the pregame, right? The defense is letting up plays. We're seeing people make explosive plays, pass game, run game. Of course, the Ravens had their way in the run game last night, especially in the second half of the football game. They can't rush the passer, right? They were missing 2 secondary players where it kind of takes away their ability to play man-to-man. They can't run the ball this year. That's the other big thing compared from last year to Jacksonville to this year. They just can't do it. The 2 tackles, no Jawan Taylor, no Cam Robinson. They've had some injuries up there that has really forced them into being primarily a drop-back pass football team. I think that's chopped a huge leg of creativity and scheme away from them because of that. And, they're struggling right now for sure.
Speaking of chopping legs, there was a moment on that drive that resulted in the first missed field goal.
Yeah.
Where Brandon McManus, the Jaguars kicker, was talking to Sean Smith, the referee, afterward. Where's the flag for running into the kicker? And Keaton Mitchell, and we'll talk about him later because he eventually had a horrible knee injury.
Oh, my God. I can't believe he limped off the field.
But Keaton Mitchell went in and hit the leg.
Yeah.
And, like, I've seen that play 1,000 times over the last 50 years.
Right.
That's running into the kicker. It's not roughing, but it's running into it. So you get 5 yards closer and you get another opportunity.
Right.
And Terry McCauley explained the rule afterward that if you hit the kicker before the second leg is down, it's running into the kicker. But if the second leg is down, it's not. And I guess that's what they thought happened. The leg got down. And when you look at it, the leg didn't get down. But we were talking about in the viewing room, it's like, so wait, once the kicker has the second leg down, you can just blast him into oblivion? Like, what kind of weird rule is that, that once the second leg is down, running into the kicker and roughing the kicker is off? It's got to be something, because you're hitting the kicker when you don't need to hit the kicker.
Yeah, when he's exposed and not protecting himself.
It's just like a weird donut hole in the rule, because he's still, just because his second foot's down doesn't mean he's still not in a vulnerable posture.
Again, where I feel like the language of the NFL screws them more times than not. When you look at the play and you saw it, and you saw the guy running the kicker, everybody that's watched football their whole life went, that looks like running into the kicker.
And so I'm fine. And I'm fine with being sticklers if they're sticklers about everything.
Right, but they're not.
There is so much pre-snap movement by offensive linemen this year. It is embarrassing to the National Football League. There was a play last night. Devin and I were talking about it, and we look up, and the right guard for the Ravens was like, it was like whack-a-mole. He's putting his head up, he's putting it down, he's putting it up, he's putting it down, and then they snap the ball. He never got set.
Right.
And it's just not even a conversation.
Yeah.
It's no flag.
Yeah.
Like, it's open season for the 5 offensive linemen to constantly be looking around and pointing here. Like, whatever happened to the idea that everybody freezes for a half second at least before they snap the ball? So they're letting a lot of things, if you thought they were sticklers, they're letting a lot of things go.
No.
So it's like, well, you got your second foot down for a split second, even though they were wrong. So it's okay to run into you. And that's what makes the Kadarius Toney thing, not to go back to last week.
No, but
he said technically he's offside, and he was. But if you're going to look the other way on so many things.
Which yesterday they tried to self-correct that, too. They called everybody that was
Thursday night, somebody showed me, Thursday night, Gerald Everett of the Chargers was lined up as offside as Kadarius Toney, and they didn't call it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't want to get, but the point is, if we're going to split hairs over, well, that second foot did touch the ground, even though it didn't, you can't be that way about one rule and just be very lackadaisical, or lackadaisical as the case may be. I was going to say lax, and then I decided to say lackadaisical, so lackadaisical.
It's like extra. It is. That really is.
Lackadaisical.
It's extra lackadaisical.
It's not just lackadaisical. You are lackadaisical. You are next level lackadaisical if you're lackadaisical. But anyway, that was just one of those tone setter, weird, got to overcome it as a team, and it went from that to the missed 55-yarder that you could see the wind take it, to the hot potato fumble, to that weird thing at the end of the half. I was stunned they made it a game at 10-7.
Yeah. Sure.
I thought by the second half, it was like, you know what, this is just one of those games where it's not our night.
Yeah, no, I mean, drive down 10-7. You know, it wasn't like you felt like Baltimore's offense was dominating the football game where you just went, oh, well, you know, can Jacksonville keep pace? Certainly not.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.